Let's move on to main topic number 2, shall we? And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Darren Harris. And Darren Harris writes, "Hey, John. I've been watching you since the AMC days as the Avengers premiere coverage." Oh my gosh, that is going back a ways. Anyway, I don't know if there's anyone as busy in Hollywood as Dwayne Johnson. On top of everything else he's got going, he just announced that he and his production company are planning on bringing back the Scorpion King. My question is this really the right move? Are people asking for another Scorpion King movie? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, you heard that right. You heard that right. I had to do a little bit of a double take when I first saw this and I first heard about this. That I'm like, wait, what? Yep, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is bringing Scorpion King back. This is what we get from the folks over. This is what Dwayne Johnson said. "The Scorpion King was my very first role ever on the silver screen. And I'm honored and excited to reimagine and deliver this cool mythology to a whole new generation. I wouldn't have had the career I'm lucky enough to have had it not been for the Scorpion King, and I'm thrilled that we at Seven Bucks Productions," that's his production company, "can help create those same opportunities for other hardworking actors today. I believe Jonathan Herman, who's going to be the screenwriter on this, will put in the hard work to deliver a fantastic script for our global audience." Now, Jonathan Herman was the screenwriter of Straight Outta Compton, if I'm not mistaken. Now, a couple of interesting things to note here. Number one is that it looks like Dwayne Johnson himself will not be the Scorpion King. From everything that we're hearing, it sounds like he's not himself going to be the Scorpion King. Now, he's not ruled out that he can be in it and be a part of it on screen. And if he's producing it, he knows that if he's in the movie, that'll raise the box office of it. I suspect we'll see him in the movie in some role, but from all accounts and from every indicator so far, it doesn't sound like he's going to be like the star, that he's not going to be the Scorpion King in it. And that's perfectly fine. Question is, why do the Scorpion King, Rob? Really? Now, for you, those of you who may not know this,
known for its great visual effects.
It's fabulous visual effects. And some of you may not remember this or know this, but over the past number of years, there have been several other Scorpion King movies that have come out, not involving Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, that have gone straight to home video and things like that. I even believe, who played the original Hellboy again? And he was in... Ron
Perlman.
Ron Perlman. Yeah, Ron Perlman was even in one or two of these other Scorpion King movies. Not a good look, but bring it back. But then I thought about it for a second, Rob. I thought about it for a minute. I thought, well, let's just look at Scorpion King for a second. It's sand and sandal high fantasy adventure. Okay, that works. It's monsters. That works. It's got a recognizable IP, which does not always work in your favor, but in this case, maybe not bad. And you still got the power of the name of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson behind it, depending on how big of a role he actually decides to play on screen outside of just a producer. And while I thought it was totally ridiculous at first, the more I thought about it, I thought, you know what? If I'm a studio exec and this package gets brought to me, it's like, hey, we want to do this movie. This is what we're looking at and blah, blah, blah. I'm not so sure I wouldn't greenlight it. I think there's potential here, especially with Dwayne. Now, if Dwayne Johnson's not attached, maybe I laugh somebody out of the room, but it does make me look at it a little bit differently. I'm thinking, you know what? That could work. I'm not sure it will, but it could. Anyway, Rob, you heard about this. Dwayne Johnson wants to bring back Scorpion King. What do you make of this?
Well, I mean, the way I feel about all of this stuff is if you've got a great script, great characters, great story, that's all that really matters. I mean, you can make anything good, but the question is it good? And the Scorpion King, it's not exactly, I mean, the Scorpion King was the third mummy movie. But I mean, it's actually the fourth, it's a mummy spinoff, pardon me.
Yeah.
And it's like the Hobbs and Shaw of the Mummy franchise.
That's actually very accurate.
Yeah, so I mean I think that's kind of okay, but the real question is, do people want to see that now? I mean, when you've grown up with the Scorpion King and you have that, I can understand wanting to bring it back. But I just think, it's so interesting to me, John. We live in a world where television is being so innovative, like watching something like The Queen's Gambit and having it affect me as much as it did, an adaptation of a Walter Tevis novel. And yet the studios are giving us, Universal's going to give us another Scorpion King movie. I mean, you'd think that Dwayne Johnson, with all the power that he wields, could be making something new and unique. Like I'm actually really stoked to see Jungle Cruise, believe it or not. and I would just like to see him use his formidable powers to bring us things we haven't seen. I mean, I understand reading his statement, it's very heartfelt, and I get why he wants to do it. But wouldn't it be neat to see something we hadn't seen before?
But I mean, when you look at the prolific nature of Dwayne Johnson, he's bringing us a lot of projects. He's bringing us a lot. So, the old George Clooney adage, one for them, one for me, one for them, one for me. And so when I look at just the sheer volume of material, like he's got Black Adam coming, and he's got that one he's doing with Ryan Reynolds coming on Netflix. He's got like 5 or 6 other projects on the go. For him to sit back, to me, it actually moves me a little bit when he says, look, this is the property that gave me my career. This is the property that allowed me to transition out of professional wrestling and to being the biggest movie star today. So there's a real emotional attachment he has there as well. But, somebody in the live chat, I believe it was Casey in the live chat, said something that, what? I think they meant it as a joke, but I could totally see him doing it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has a cousin in professional wrestling who's a very popular wrestler by the name of Roman Reigns. And he put Roman Reigns in Hobbs and Shaw. I wouldn't be shocked if Dwayne Johnson gave the lead role of Scorpion King to his cousin Roman Reigns. I wouldn't be. I think that would be a mistake. I don't think Roman Reigns can act, but I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, question for you is, you heard the news about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's going to be bringing back Scorpion King. What do you think? Do you think, what? Yeah, it's been long enough. You can reboot this. The basic mythology is there to make something really good. Or are you thinking, come on, guys, they've already run this thing into the ground. Let's just move on to something else. How do you feel about it? Jump into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys.